Hey, church family. I just wanted to share with you what I'm hoping to share tonight at the All Churches prayer meeting. We're going to be praying for revival out of Psalm 85. And revival begins when we begin to ask God to help us remember our past. Psalm 85 verse 1 says, "Lord, you were favorable to your land. You restored the fortunes of Jacob. You forgave the iniquity of your people, and you covered all their sins." These are all statements. God, you did this, you did this, you did this. It's all in the past tense. And so revival begins when we start to remember what God has done, when we turn to the pages of God's word and we look at his faithfulness, when we read church history and we remember the mighty ways in which God has worked, when we think about our own testimony in our own lives, the different times God has answered prayer and broken through and revealed himself in an unquestionable way. So it begins with remembering. Then it leads into earnest, fervent prayer. And we ask God to respond to our prayers. And in verse 6, it says, "Will you not revive us again so that your people will rejoice in you?" God, would you do it again? Lord, you've done it before. You did it in biblical history. You did it in church history. You've done it in my own life before. Lord, would you do it again? So then there's this requesting, this praying, asking God. So there's remembering, then there's requesting, and then there's responding. There's asking God to move in such an unquestionable way that the response is so clear. And really it's about praying for his presence and for his glory in our lives. In verse 7, it says, "Show us your steadfast love, O Lord, and grant us salvation." Down in verse 9, it says, "Surely his salvation is near to those who fear him, that glory may dwell in our land." We want the presence of God, the glory that dwells among us, just like the tabernacle in the temple, and ultimately in Jesus, and then now in us, the church, that God's glory would dwell in us. So that's a little bit about what we're going to be praying about tonight. Now, the physical in-person seats, they've all been sold out. All the spaces are taken, but you can join us online. There's a link in the description to this video where you can participate in this amazing night of prayer and worship beginning at 7 o'clock. You are loved.